What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely weekend. And with that being said, let's get into the weekly update. Let's do this thing. All right, guys. So I'm going to remind everyone, hey, we're playing everything by ear. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. We are in dangerous times. All right. People think there's a market crash around the corner. Just know, a lot of people can be thinking of like that. And, when people think like that, maybe you just get a minor pullback and then boom, you go up higher. All right. Or maybe, hey, we do get the downturn. All right. So I'm just going to, keep everyone's minds open here, or I'm going to remind everyone to keep their minds open. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, guys. So we're going to start over here with SPY. We will take off all this clutter right there, just like that. Now I'm going to point out, so you do have this bearish divergence on the CCI with this new high, which was a breakout. And what did you also have? You had increasing volume on said breakout. So that was also a thing that took place on Friday. Well, this week. It was the weekly candle. And over here on QQQ, you also had increasing volume to close out the week. What does this suggest, guys? This does suggest that buyers are going to be getting their way with a gap up or a move over last week's highs next week. Which, what was the high on QQ of the week? It was 338.21 over there. Is that what they just said? Yes, it was. And you come over here to SPY, and the high of the week was 420.72. That's pretty, it's up there. All right. Now, I do want to point out over here on QQQ, you do have your weekly RSI getting up there as well. So this is all the way up at 66.93. It is not something that, this isn't, you don't want to be going long when your RSI is up here, right? Like not in this bear market, okay? Like, if we are under different circumstances and, they assured us that we were going to have the easy monetary policy that we had during this time, all right? They come out doing that like, hey, yeah, all right, you go along when the RSI is up here, all right? Well, you can do whatever you want, all right? You can, there you go. But what I'm getting at is that it's probably not the best idea to be going long when the weekly RSI is sitting up here. And I'm talking about swinging. You can trade the intraday moves all you want, all right? That is just, you take what is given. But guess what? Yeah, if you're swing trading, if you're a position trader, all right, this isn't the best time to be open up that long. I do actually want to point out, you can clear as they see decreasing volume and this whole move up. That is something to point out. But you did cancel out your streak here of decreasing volume on this move, and you finally got your breakout above the August high here off increasing volume. Now, the same thing is over here on SPY. Now, this is why I said what I said to start out the video. Guys, keep that open mind. We don't know what's going to happen next. And if you think you know what's going to happen next, you're going to put yourself in a position that is, capable of wrecking you, blowing up your account. And guess what? That is like the complete opposite of what any of us ever want. All right. If you're right, you want to make a decent chunk of change. Right. But if you're wrong, you don't want to lose, an equivalent decent chunk of change. You just don't want to put yourself in that situation. So do what you got to do. All right. That is a saying that it's helped me out in my own life. And, we're applying it here to the market. All right. Do what you got to do. There you go. You want the result? Do what you got to do. You don't want results? Don't do what you got to do. That's easy as that. It doesn't get any more complicated. All right. Daily. All right, on the daily, you did have increasing sell volume to close out on Friday over here on SPY, which does suggest sellers are going to get their way with a gap down on Monday or a move under Friday's low, which was all the way up here at 417.35. Yeah, we're pretty high up there, guys. We are pretty high up there. All right, so you do notice I do have, oh, that is way off there. It's supposed to be right there. So we do have this red zone. What is the red zone? The red zone is the August high. All right. If we do start approaching up here, this is where, hey, this is your next, that's your next big reaction spot. And you do have the 425.50 gap fill right up there as well. Hang on. Why is this? Hold up. There's a glitch going on here. Do you guys see the glitch? Why? Bring my line back up. Bring it back up. Yeah, it didn't move. I didn't move it. Why is hang on. You guys see what I'm seeing right here too, right? Why is it showing us here that the August high is down here? No, this is something is greatly wrong here. What did I do? What did I do different here? Oh, adjusted. All right. What does this do down here? I know why I clicked it. I was clicking over here, and you know what? This is a nice time to flash this. All right. Another thing that's going on. All right. So don't worry, guys. This video is going to be a quick one. It's not going to be like Friday's video, but this is something I want to bring up here as well. All right. QQQ is rallying its butt off, and then you have Bitcoin not doing anything of the sort. All right, you literally had Bitcoin falling about 10%. Well, you had QQQ rallying 7% there, about 7%. All right, so that is something that's taken place. Whereas, like, that's just not happened during this bear market ever. It's not like this has never happened at all across every period of time. It's probably definitely happened, but not in this bear market. And we're in this bear market. These are the conditions we are under currently. And right now, you know, Bitcoin's just not, it's not doing the tech thing. All right. And that is not a sign of strength, in my personal opinion. All right. That is something that's a sign to be concerned of. So there you go. I just wanted to pop that up there. All right. Now I will also bring up the fact that we do have Apple. Let's get rid of this. All right. We do have Apple. We have Apple, Microsoft, and Google all at their August highs, their August 2022 highs. So this is Apple. Come over here to Google. All right, Google did end out the day with, I want to call that a shooting star candlestick. But yeah, right here at 123.26 resistance, you actually found buyers holding the line right on your 123.26 resistance. Then you actually come over here to Amazon. This is the only one that is not at its August high, because that August high was all the way up there. So Amazon is a lagger. It is definitely a lagger, but you have Google, you have Apple, and you have, what was the last big one? We have Nvidia. Oh, Microsoft is one that I was just bringing up too. You're also up here above your August high. You were getting up there to your March high. That is, yeah, wrong high. Not August high. You're at your March high. So that is a thing. And I'm guessing Microsoft is partaking in this AI push that is going on over here with Nvidia. All right, so I pointed out Nvidia on Friday in that video, and I'm just going to tell you guys, yeah, I'm looking for that blow off top. We are in blow off top territory. Told you guys down here, this did not look like a blow off top. You're going to want to see a clear as day move where, yo, buyers evaporate and sellers, they swarm the scene. Guess what? All right, this is where that happens. You can come up over here, but this is exactly what I will be looking for. And guys, we will be talking about Nvidia. We're going to be following along with this over the coming weeks and over the coming months. We're going to watch this unwind happen. And yeah, we're going to be playing it over in the Discord. So there's going to be that. I am very much so looking forward to playing the downside over here on Miss Nvidia. But guess what, guys? In order for your boy to start doing that, you're going to need to start taking out this right here at 280. If you can't make a lower low, then guess what? Nothing has changed this whole entire time. You have straight up just been on an uptrend. Nothing has changed. If you cannot come down here and break one of these lows, it's like you haven't broken a low the whole entire uptrend. You need to see that happen. The last low is right here. You're going to want to watch 280 get taken out, and better yet, you're going to want to watch 270 get taken out. But I would really, you know what? I'm going to, you know, show you right here, right? You see 280 get taken out. I think you're probably going to come down here and visit 260 in a hurry. That is your range that you'll be in there that you are able to trade. And then, hey, you wait for a break of here. Yeah, your next reaction spot is going to be all the way down here at 240. All right, guys, these are like $20 shelves that we get to play. All right, you got, hang on, let me just mark these out so you guys see what's going on in my head right here. All right, so you got this guy right here, and this is what this is what I was saying. Like, hey, when we get to play this thing, this is exactly how I'm going to be playing this thing. We're going to be going step by step here. That's how we're going to be taking this market, guys. We are assessing things as we go, because in reality, we have no idea what comes next, and we have to always keep that in mind. But yeah, literally, guys, the unwind is going to be, it's going to be a clean unwind. It's like very likely it's going to be clean, which is why, like, hey, people have been trying to short it, been saying, hey, I would wait to see, like, you know, you have a trend change going on. It's the most basic aspect of TA, is that trend change factor. all right, or the trend factor. And guess what? You haven't had it here. So yeah, you are in that blow off top. You're probably going to get the best entries on your shorts up here. But guess what? All right, what if it, doesn't stop? And yeah, all right, you very much so can have a really fun time here. All right, just waiting for the breakdown here. Maybe it literally bounces here, and then you get to do that, and you get to enter on a lower high or something like that. All right, I'm just saying that is how I'm going to be playing it. All right, moving on. Moving on. All right. Speaking of, I showed you guys over here at Goog, you started getting buyers stepping up. You can see that on the daily time frame here with the daily candlestick, right? Buyers, they held the line there. All right. On the 4-hour time frame, you see that happen. All right. Where else did they hold the line? Over here at 418.31, they did hold the line. Now, what was 418.31? That was your February high over here on SPY. It is a very important level, and guess what? You're getting buyers stepping up right at it. So this was the level where I said, hey, this is where the squeeze gets real if you can get above it. That is what's happening. All right. Now, did I think the sellers were going to defend their territory over here? Yes, I did. All right. But guess what? They did not. They let it slip up, or they slipped up, and then price, went pretty quick up there. We all saw that move. All right. And I understand you didn't see a crazy squeeze from here to here. I get that. All right. But guess what? You're coming back and you're getting buyers stepping up. So here's what I'm going to be watching for this week. All right. Because hey, I don't know when this move up is going to stop. I'm guessing, hey, whenever this move up stops, that's when you're going to get this bull off top style move across the board on Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, like all these big names. And then obviously QQQ over here. Eventually you run out of buyers, and then you get it goes like that. All right. But yeah, that's not happening right now. All right. So that is something to be noted. We're not getting that. And but I'm also going to bring this up right now. We did have the monthly Opex, which is why, hey, we knew last week it was extremely likely. This is 9 out of 10 times this is going to be the case. The dealer is going to get their way. How would the dealer get their way last week? They're either going to trade you flat all week in a range, which I was showing you guys. I was watching over here on ES. We started out the week like this, and then hey, I told you guys to be watching on SPY. If you break your downtrend here, you have no resistance till you come up here to 415. So you're probably going to get that impulsive move up. All right. Now, did I think sellers were going to come back in and hold the top of the range or probably send you back down to the bottom of the range by the end of the week? Yeah, I did. All right. I definitely did. Your boy definitely was thinking like that. But guess what? Your boy never sets himself up for where he's in that position where he was not ready for it. All right. Where, and that's what I've been I've been talking about that recently, or not talking about. I've just been reminding everyone, guys, do not put yourself in a situation where you are capable of getting wrecked. Guys, look at it this way. All right. Resistance. All right. Support. All right. If it goes up and you're in shorts, wrecked. All right. And I'm saying if you're all in shorts, all right. But if you're not, there you go. All right. If you are, if you have risk management, or if you're just controlling your sizing on this and you want to, just go no lube, there you go. All right. That's what you do. All right. But guess what? Your inputs here and you go up there without, getting rid of any of those, and you're all in, you're wrecked. It doesn't matter what expiration you got, all right? Even if I showed you guys, even if you have the August expiration, 3 months down the line, and you come up here, except QQ, if you come up the 348, the next resistance is $10 higher, guys, even your August contracts go down 25, 30%, all right? And then your July contracts, those even go down 30, 35%. And then your 1 month contracts, those will go down 40 to 60%. So that's what I'm saying. Do not put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have the derp face. All right. Just don't do it. You don't want to I spoke about the jaw dropping move, right? It's okay. Drop that jaw. But you know what? Don't put yourself in a situation where you have just irrational decision making popping up on the spot because you weren't prepared to take the pain. All right. And you didn't accept that risk. All right. I talk about trading in the zone pretty often here. All right. And guess what? That's really what it comes down to. Are you trading in the zone or are you not trading in the zone? All right. The only reason someone ever finds themselves stressing out and, having irrational decision making is because you were oversized in something or you didn't accept the risk when you put that trade on. And that's that. All right. So just know it's risky up here. It is definitely risky. No ifs, ands, or buts. There is that. But yeah, next resistance up here. I mean, you do have the 421.22 gap fill, 425.50 gap fill, and then you have the August high all the way up here at 430. So that is what's on the table, guys, because we broke above 418.62. Now, do I think that's going to be hit this week? I don't know. I'm going to say it's I'm going to say 50-50 shot. All right, that's how your boy is thinking right now. A 50-50 shot. Now, you do have the increasing sell volume right here, which does suggest sellers are going to be getting the way. So maybe we do start out with a move like this. Now, here's going to be the telling part. All right, guys. Now we're gonna want to be watching the lower time frames when we are watching this blue box, and it doesn't have to be blue on your charts. It doesn't. You use your own levels too. All right. I just like my zones along with my levels. But yeah, this is really going to be the telling part of the chart over here on SPY. Can you like come back into the range? And like I said, over here on ES, it kind of is pretty easy. You could just use this level here on ES. This is the top of your range. This is the bottom of your range. Guys, if you get sucked back into the range, that is not strong. It is weak. All right. If a move comes back to the point of origin, then it is a weak move. It was not a strong move. All right. So if you come back in here, it validates this as your false breakout. There you go. And yeah, there was that. And you would also validate that as your topping tail. There you go. Plus, just going to point this out. All right, we can look at this on the hourly time frame here. All right, let's take this off right here. All right, trend. All right, low, high, low, high, low, high. Guess we call this the low now. All right, if we break down under that, that's validating this is your lower high. All right, so now like that's what I'm saying. So we're gonna have to pay attention to what happens down here. All right, do they start to on the lower time frames? Do they start to switch the trend back to the upside down there? All right, I do personally think we're probably going to lose this. I think you're probably going to see buyers give this up here. And I think we're probably going to come back and test the top of the range, which over here on SPY, that's the blue box, guys. This is what the sellers have been defending this whole time. What if they can, what if the buyers can flip it and now the sellers aren't defending it, but this is like their pain spot. This is where you flipped it. It's your SR flip. All right. It's like, do you see all these, reaction spots here, guys? All right. What if they actually flip it? So that's why I'm saying we're going to have to see on the lower time frames what the setup is like when we're getting back down into the blue box, because like, hey, is it going to be an SR flip, or are you going to come back into the range pretty impulsively there? And then I'd say we're probably going to start heading down towards 407.27. This gap fill down there, or the gap, it'll become a gap fill. There you go. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's pretty simple. We don't have, too much to, it's like we are in a crazy market, but it doesn't have to be complicated. That's what I'm getting at. All right. And like, as long as you're not putting yourself in a situation where you have the capable wreckage, all right, or you're capable of getting wrecked, then it shouldn't be a stressful, like it's obviously, guys, it's a hectic market, but it really shouldn't be stressing someone out because we're in this market. Guess what? If you're stressing this market, you're going to be stressing every single market. I promise. That's how it's going to go. All right. This market has been absolutely beautiful for trading intraday and extracting money. And honestly, all right, like I'm not going to say I've been the best with swing in this market. I definitely have not. All right. But you honestly, like you could have this market, if you have been around the block, I'm sure you can pull out a decent amount of swing trades at the market. Now, I will tell you right now. All right. Like, we broke out of the range over here in SPY. So, obviously, like, there you go. You finally broke out the range. You've been getting wrecked if you were a swing trader just in this range, all right? Or you're just doing these very quick moves like we were doing. But yeah, all right, like regardless, it doesn't matter how difficult the market is, guys. What I have realized over the past few months is, if you're doing what you got to do in the market, all right, then you should not be getting stressed in the market. I don't care how hectic this is. It should not be something that's making you want to rip your hair out and watch listen, guys, also, this is something I experienced this week, all right? You don't have to sit there staring at screens all day. You don't have to do it, all right? You really don't. And like we knew this week was going to be hard. It was going to be tough to trade. And it was probably going to consist of frustrating price action. It was probably going to be range bound, or they're going to trade you up because, the reverse gamma squeeze and the gamma squeeze. But guess what? All right. We knew this ahead of time, so we didn't have to get stressed about it. We knew the monthly Opex was this Friday. We didn't have to get stressed about it. And this is what I'm saying. there we go. So yeah, just like, hey, you know, should not be, you know, super, super, super tough out there. It's definitely a tough market, but you know, don't rip your hair out. Just don't. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna, you know, make this video a quick one. All right. There we go. You know, maybe it's not quick to some of you guys. I'm just gonna tell you right now. When you're covering this amount of stuff, all right, I'm just gonna say I do try and do this as quick as possible every single time. Friday's video, I recorded that video 3 times. That was the shortest of all 3 videos, and I was not going to sit in front of this computer again and record another one of those videos going over the same exact thing. Wasn't going to do it. All right. So like, you know, like if you don't see the value, I'm sorry, I cannot please you, because like the value is there if you see it. It's 100% there. I've seen results at this point. I've seen Discord results at this point. My own results at this point. So just know, like, hey, all right, this channel is meant to bring you along for the journey, bring you along for the learning experience, and we will continuously get better on this channel. But yeah, guys, I'm not an expert at this. I don't claim to have been around the block for years and years and years. Guess what? All right. Yeah, your boy's gonna be here 5 years from now, and I will be in that situation where I have been around the block for quite some time, and I will be that person. But guess what? I'm not that guy right now, and I don't claim to be that guy right now. As of right now, we're just charting together, and it's been a very exciting slash, yeah, I don't know, it has been exciting, but also, like, you know, yeah, it's been exciting. Regardless, guys, I hope you are enjoying the content, and I will do everything I can to to make that the case. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, you did have this breakout over here on DXY. You have that thing going on with Bitcoin. All right, things aren't looking good. I'm not buying this rally is what I'm getting at. All right, I'm not buying it. But again, I'm going to remind you guys, we don't know what comes next. We have clearly seen this jaw-dropping move take place, and now you have the breakout above the August high with increasing buy volume on the week. All right. Yes, your RSI is getting up here, but who says it's not going to come up here to 70? All right. And that's what I'm getting at. Now, do I think that's going to be the case? No, I'm going to be honest. I don't think this thing's going to be burned. And if this thing's not going to be burned, all right, this bearish diverge right here, if it's not going to be burned, then we're going to get either this, all right, or you're going to get some action like this, where you come down and then you come back up. And that would effectively bring your RSI down here. Maybe it comes like quick, like maybe it's something like that, and then it brings it up here, and boom, you have that triple bearish divergence. All right. So I'm 100% going off here off of my belief that this thing will not be burned. I told you guys, I don't care if it sounds crazy. I'm just, hey, I'm going to ring my bell when it pops up. It popped up. It's here. And that's that. All right. As you see, now we did break out from this rising wedge right here. Right. So a lot of people had that probably on the charts. All right. But yeah, I have this, and I'm not someone who's just continuously changing my lines or anything like that. No. All right. But this very well could become the upper boundary of this rising wedge. And you definitely do still have the bottom of the rising wedge in complete tact. All right. So it doesn't really matter how high you go here. All right. You can come up here. You could literally have price come all the way up here, and you still would have a rising wedge. You still have a bearish formation here that will likely be playing out. And that will be something that we put a target on the board. So that is why it's on my chart. I'm not just someone sitting with hopium changing my lines. Do not take it that way, all right? No, it's there because, hey, all right, we're tying into our scenarios here. But that's what I'm really going to be watching on QQQ, guys. I am watching for, like, I'm looking for downside. I don't, you know, like, we did have the increasing buy volume on the week. So, hey, you know, we could be taking over this week's high. That's very, very, like, that's likely going to be the case because you have that increasing buy volume on SPY and QQ. Let's see what happened over here on SPX, the big boy. You also had increasing buy volume. Now, what I actually will point out here, so this is shout out to Mr. Ryan. All right. But yeah, you can see this on the weekly time frame. This is literally, and these lines are pretty exact. What I could, you know, exactly how I could line them up there. All right. And you literally just take the bottom of this and you put it up here. And that is where we get that line from. And you are slamming your head right on it right now. All right. So I don't want to be the guy, you know, doing this whole thing with, hey, we're gonna crash, right? I actually don't want to be that guy at all. That's why I'm reminding you guys, do what you got to do. All right, do what you got to do, and just keep in mind, like, hey, all right, like, let's look at it this way, dude. You got a $50,000 account. All right. Maybe a lot of people don't have a $50,000 account, but let's just use that as an example. $50,000 account. All right. You can make freaking $10,000 to $15,000 off of this, like over the, like, say we fall in the next 1 to 2 weeks, you make that money off of your $50,000 account, but you barely had the risk for that. All right, you, like, in comparison to your total accounts, that you barely had the risk, but you're still making a lot of money. If you're making that money in 2 weeks, that's $10,000. All right, a lot of people would like $10,000 in 2 weeks. That's the point I'm getting at here. All right, don't let your freaking FOMO. All right. And you're like literally the fear of missing out. Don't let that take over. Don't let it take control. All right. In reality, like, yeah, guys, there's ways to go about this thing in a relatively safe manner without, betting the farm and making it so, yeah, I get super rich on this. But no, you don't have to do that. All right. So that's what, just a reminder there. All right. But yeah, you're right here at the upper trend line. So that is also something I'll throw in here. All right, guys. So that is pretty much it. All right, I don't want to sit here talking in circles. The last thing we can bring up is Mr. VIX over here. You do have your stochastic crossing up from oversold territory with your CCI also hinged up from oversold territory. And what I will point out is that you finally closed your hourly gap. We come over here to the hourly time frame. All right, and boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. It was from all the way back over here, and you just filled that. And what came with that? You had a bullish divergence that came with that. And yeah, guys. I'm not going to be surprised if VIX comes back down here. You didn't get your RSI coming down into extremes. And that would have been like, hey, if we see that, I'm saying we're about to see at least a decent sized pullback on the indices, or we're going to start some downside, or we're going to, start the trend change. Speaking of trend change over here, come back over to QQQ. This is something that I want to point out, guys. We can have one heck of a pullback here and not break the trend, all right? Which I'm actually going to say right now, this is actually kind of, this is a tough one to really go about, because now the trend is it's $20 down. So now you can come down here and you're like, I guess you could look at it like this, all right? If we start breaking past 320, then I guess that's your sign of weakness. We're going to have to watch for the reaction that happens here at 315 at this 314.94 gap fill. But over here at 315, guys, this is your last, like, technically speaking, at least how I would be looking at this chart, this is where your last higher low was. So, dude, what, this is, you have $20. What if you get one massive range here? And that's why I say, we don't know what's going to happen. What if we get down here and everyone's like, oh, you're going to crash. And anyone who was not taking profits along the way and doing, like, trading in the zone and doing what you got to do, anyone who wasn't doing that, what if they shoot you back up? You just lose all the money you were just up, and boom, now you're just more frustrated. And now you got an even bigger short / gamma squeeze going on. And boom, all right, there's that. But, I am going to remind you guys, hey, monthly Opex was extremely likely. That was, like, most of the reason for the move we just saw over here on QQ and SPY. That was it. All right. And if anyone really wants to think this move happened for any other reason than, like, hey, it's the derivatives market, like, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you. All right. The proof is in the pudding. This was the 1 week out of the month for the monthly Opex. Was this not the craziest fucking week? Pardon my French, was not the craziest week of the month. You see what happened this week? All right. Like, I get it. You had these over here, but a monthly Opex over there. All right. But yeah, straight up. All right, we had an absolute insane move here, and you finally broke the range to the upside on the week of the Opex. You've been in this range for so long, guys. It's been since April. All right, April. So, So I'm going to say we do have a window to go down, and, you have the June 16 Opex coming up. Well, not coming up, but, like, we have this little window. And, guys, as we start approaching that thing, the derivatives market is going to start taking more control over price action. And that's what we're like. So, you know what? We're going to start, talking a little less about these dealers. And guess what? In a few weeks from now, we will start bringing back up the dealers in full force. All right. But yeah, that is what I'm looking for, guys. Just know, like, I'm not bullish. I'm not buying into this move. I'm not buying this move. I'm going to be straight up. I do think we are at a top. But, I'm fully aware that we can go up here, this 348.50 gap fill. Now, I'm actually going to bring up something that I saw in Jay Bravo's video here. Let's bring up the MACD. All right. So, and this is another reason. Do what you got to do, guys. We don't know what comes next. Don't convince yourself you know what comes next, because guess what? You don't know what comes next. I promise. If I don't know it, and he doesn't know it, and the other guy doesn't know it, then chances are you don't know it too. Unless, like, hey, unless you're one of these dealers and you literally make the price action and you know what very likely comes next, then yeah, you have absolutely no idea. I'm actually going to point out, you got this decreasing volume, but we do have 10 days left in the month. So you're probably going to have increasing buy volume here on the month. And it's going to be with breakout. So there's going to be that. But yeah, guys, you have this MACD down here, and that's what I wanted to point out. All right. So this is something I don't watch many YouTubers in the financial space. I watch Bravo, Game of Trades, FX Evolution. That's about it. All right. The people who like point out things that, hey, I'm not that savvy with yet. But yeah, over here, this is something that Jay Bravo pointed out, and this thing's about to cross up. And last time this thing crossed up, all right, it was all the way back down here. All right. And many people just missed out on the ride. This is definitely something to note. All right. Have this, like, don't be going all in here because, we're at highs and you got the MACD, you got this high volume breakout and you got the MACD about to cross up. That's not a reason to freaking, do that. But, just be open to anything because we don't know what comes next. And that is what I am getting at. All right, guys, with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. And this is what I was saying. The video still turned into being a 30 freaking minute video. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is, all right? If you could find someone else who talks about what we do here and we could, they cover what we do here and they do it in a more concise manner and in a shorter time frame, then hey, by all means, like, first of all, like, let me know who those people are down. But also, I don't even freaking, no, don't do that, all right? I don't want to go watch other people's videos because in reality, all right, this is like, YouTube channel is kind of, it's a personality. You're there because you like the person's stuff. It's different. You only grow an audience because it's different. I don't want to be like these other people. I'm sorry, I don't. I want to freaking be Henry. And, yeah, I'm Henry. All right, guys. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.